What is up, ladies and gentlemen? We are back. We took a bye week last week. This is the fifth quarter. John's back. Guru's back. I'm back, ladies and gentlemen. And we're going into week 14, but technically episode 13 with the break. But we're back better than ever, and we're here to talk football.
So we get so beat up on our picks that we needed a bye week, man. We had to regroup.
We did.
We had to rest up. By getting our ass kicked.
It's been quite the debacle. It's been quite the run. Well, obviously we'll get into picks later on in the show, ladies and gents. But right now, let's just kind of segue back on how football has been in most recent weeks. Pulling up the scores right here. Let's get down to brass tacks. John, I want to start with you because you haven't been on the show in a minute.
No, I'm not.
You've been on the IR a lot. You've been an injured man. Obviously, Patriots beat the Bills 14-10 this past Monday night in a pretty brutal game.
Brutal weather.
Are the Pats back? Are they true contenders?
Yep.
I don't want to say it, but yeah, they're back.
What do you mean you don't want to say it?
I don't want to say it. I don't want to jinx. I believe in jinx. I don't want to jinx it.
You don't want to jinx it.
They're looking good. They're looking really good right now. You know, I said last time I was on a show about the Bills, used the F word a lot, that we do not have the jar in front of us.
We don't because I feel like after the past couple weeks.
But was I right about?
I would say you are right now.
Of the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, you know what? I got to. Basically, like this weather. This is the worst weather that any game has been played in. Okay, 50-mile-an-hour winds. Fucking, what was the temperature like?
Pretty cold, snowy.
Colder than shit, snowy. So you saw all it was a running game. Belichick threw the ball 4 times.
Yeah.
That was it. Okay. Now, if you want to go fraud, the next. Here it comes because they're going into Tampa Bay and they got to play the Bucks. Let's see how they do against the Bucks. It's supposed to probably be nice weather. I don't know if it's going to rain or not, but I think this weekend is really going to.
But it's not like they're not used to the weather.
I don't have a problem with the Patriots beating the Bills because they beat up on each other in seasons past. You know what I mean? It isn't like one team dominates the other. Plus, it's the Patriots.
I mean, I think
they're hot.
Patriots been down.
They're hot.
I mean, I think I'll agree right now that they're hot, but I think historically speaking, the Patriots have the Bills' number. Regardless, I think they got a couple freebies the past couple of years because Patriots have been, a little bit depleted. Tom Brady left, whereas this year, listen here,
Tom Brady leaves and they're depleted. They're sitting at the top of the AFC right now with Mac Jones. You guys got to go.
I was just about to say, but what about last year? I said in years past, get the ears open, get the earwax out.
I got the ears open, but number 12, you got to bring up number 12.
Well, number 12 is a big lot.
He pretty much owns that team.
Yeah, without him,
you watch what they do.
Listen here.
I mean, yeah, I hope they do.
Watch what they do.
I hope they go to the Super Bowl against Green Bay.
Well, did you guys know that right now from Vegas standpoint, the most favored Super Bowl right now is Patriots-Bucks.
Patriots-Bucks? They still the Bucks?
Well, they want to.
It is weird.
But they want to see that. They want to see that draw big time.
Because that's probably the biggest storyline you could take out of any of these teams right now.
That's right.
But let's go to the Bills real quick because...
The networks would have a heart on. They'll be just going crazy.
So listen here. So this is how the Bills' schedule has went here. And I kind of want to focus on them because I'm pretty sure I had them at least in the AFC Championship game early on in the season, potentially in the Super Bowl at times.
I think I had them too.
They lost week 1.
To the Steelers.
To the Steelers.
Trash team.
Won 4 straight, and then ever since then, it's just been loss, win, loss, win, loss, win, and now a loss.
So who have they beat?
So they have beaten Miami.
Okay.
Trash. Washington, they're on the resurgence, so we'll see how it finishes off.
Houston, trash.
Kansas City, I don't think Chiefs are back.
I don't know if Chiefs are back. I don't want to be...
I do.
Chiefs are back.
I don't know.
I will agree with that.
They're rolling right now.
Chiefs are back. They're back.
Okay.
So after that, Miami again.
Trash.
Jets, trash.
Lost to Jacksonville. We got to put that out there.
Lost to a injured, riddled New Orleans team on Thanksgiving.
They beat
the Saints.
Yeah,
but you look,
Saints.
Yeah,
you got to see
they're injured as.
You got to say this is an easy schedule.
Oh, for the Bills, most
definitely.
definitely.
Not where it is.
Easy schedule.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is.
However, you know what the Bills don't have? They don't have a running game. They don't have a running back. I don't give a fuck about Singletary and Moss.
Oh no, I would agree with that.
Shit, they're just past. That's it.
Yeah, no, and I feel like that might be.
They have to incorporate Josh Allen in the run game a little bit more. I think so.
He's not.
Yeah, but see, you can't. Then you're right back where Lamar and the Ravens. That's their running game is Lamar Jackson.
I mean, This year's different because their running backs all tore their ACLs within the first week of camp.
Well, they released
True.
Le'Veon Bell.
But you
What
can't.
do you
I'm
get
just
from
saying.
Le'Veon
I guess my
Bell?
point is, you're not going to. You can't. He's the quarterback. You can't base your team on a quarterback. You can't. You can't make up for the running backs.
I feel like when it comes to Lamar
They're gonna
Jackson,
have-
it's different though.
Why?
Because we've seen what he's done from the running game. I mean, he's top 10 in all rushing. I'm pretty sure, like right now, and kind of ends the season on that note.
Yeah, well, wait, Lamar. Can we talk about Lamar Jackson actually?
Of
And
course
the
we can.
Ravens.
Of course we can. What do you got to say about
I want
them?
to hear the Guru's opinion first.
Who do we got? We got who's in their backfield now?
Who for the
Who
Ravens?
did they just pick up? Devontae.
It's Freeman.
Yeah, they've had Devontae
Devontae
Freeman for a little bit.
He's the only one that's doing anything.
Yeah.
He's doing pretty well though. Not where he was years ago.
But what's your opinion on the
But now
Ravens?
I'm still not sold on the Ravens.
No, yeah, the Ravens.
My opinion on
I
them
can't
going
do
lower.
it.
Well, because right now they're 8-4. They're
They're
in,
such a weird team. I don't
They're a
understand.
very
them.
weird team.
Yeah, it's weird because when you break down their schedule or whatever, they're the team to where if you change a drive or two, and granted you can say it with a lot of teams, but I feel like with the Ravens it's pretty dominant, especially in the beginning half of their season. You flip their way around, they're 8-4 right now, but they could easily be like a 500 team, a game above maybe.
They will see. They definitely should have lost to the Lions. Kansas City was a. They also should have lost to Kansas City. Indianapolis. I mean, they just had a bunch of fourth quarter comebacks.
Yeah, and I
And
mean,
props to them for that, but they definitely should not have the record they have right now.
I mean, it'll be.
Like you said, they definitely should be like a 500 team right now.
in
No,
my,
they had the COVID run there when they beat the Lions. You know, have to.
but they also had
Their team's
yeah, but they
dead.
also had Justin. I feel like the one thing about the Lions game people have to remember is they won off the
Justin Tucker's big
record
You're right.
setting kick.
You're right.
No other team's doing that. Lions win that game with any other kicker on the field right there.
Hey, you know what I said? What is it? 5 games decided by 3 points or less.
Just
4
about,
of them
yeah.
were 2 points.
Yeah.
Something to be said about that.
I will say-
don't know what it is, but it's something to be said about that.
I will say about the Ravens though, granted, yes, they're 8-4 right now. I would assume second, tied for second in the AFC standings or whatever the deal's going on there. I'm as wishy-washy as you guys are as well, but I feel like their last slate of games will kind of speak truth. This upcoming week in Cleveland. Week after that, they're playing Green Bay. Week after that, Cincinnati. Listen here, I don't think they're a contender, but they're legit. I'd label them as legit.
No, they're not legit.
They're legit in my
They're
eyes.
okay.
In comparison to how Cincinnati's been in recent memory, they're legit.
They're not legit.
They're a 7th wild card.
Okay, you can say that for so many teams.
Nah, you could, but Bengals legit.
Like, okay, Browns are legit then.
I would say they're legit to an extent.
500.
They're legit to an
That's
extent.
a legit team.
Well, no, I don't think.
If they're legit to an extent, then they got to beat the Ravens
Well, guess what?
this week.
They beat them in.
Oh.
They beat them in week 12. They beat the Ravens then.
When Ravens won that game,
Oh yeah, I'm reading this
16-10.
wrong.
Yeah.
I'm reading this wrong. My bad.
so they can't let them Ravens win 2, especially coming in your building.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
They got to win that game because those are divisional teams.
And to finish out the Ravens' schedule in week 17, 18, 17, they're going up against the Rams. Obviously, Rams good team, but they're another team on the question mark era too on how legit are they as a contender. And then they finish off with Steelers, who, I mean, granted, they just lost to them. Don't know how.
You gotta beat the Packers?
If Steelers make it to the playoffs, that will just be so crazy to me.
It'll be terrible. It'll be terrible for the
It's just
sport.
that that team always finds a way just to make it to the playoffs. And it's so
It's the Steelers,
Yeah,
man.
that's Mike Tomlin. Don't say this.
Well, I feel like
Like
we have
Tomlin's
to.
a G.
I feel like we have to discuss that too. It's about damn time that Big Ben's about to hang it up. Reports
yeah.
came out. He's been
Yeah.
telling people on the
It is
team
about
He finally announced it.
Yeah,
this
he
season
did.
will be his
Oh,
last.
thank God! Nice.
He
Get rid of
can't-
Mason
he can't
Crosby and go
throw-
draft a quarterback.
He cannot throw. He can. I don't even know how he's on that team. You
He's
see him
just-
throw. It
because
looks
he's
like
been 2
it
times.
looks like he's breaking his whole body when he throws the ball.
He's 1-2. He's old. He's beat up. It's time for him to retire. He had a great career. He's like Drew Brees. You look at Drew Brees. His arm fell off.
I feel not
And
really.
he
He was
finally
breaking
retired.
records towards the end. Big Ben cannot throw a ball 15 yards to save his
Oh,
life.
you look at
okay.
Drew Brees.
Brees was not
Drew-
throwing the ball long.
Yeah, he was not throwing the long
I
ball
mean,
like he used to.
But not like he used to. But he was still slinging it. Whereas Big Ben, if he tries to, it looks like it's
yeah, and a lot of
fucking
times
terrible.
he was slinging it to the other team.
I'd have to see stats on that. I'd have to see stats
We'll
on
pull
that.
'em up.
We'll pull them up one day. But no, Ravens though, pretty weird team. But Big Ben, him kind of getting out. And listen here, it's funny you say get rid of Mason Rudolph. You still say Mason Crosby though, so I'll give you a free pass this
Mason
time.
Rudolph,
It's
he
like
sucks.
fifth straight week. Get your shit right.
Crosby too.
It's Pittsburgh. It's Pittsburgh, man.
I saw a thing, and it's basically they're ranking who's going to be the best potential candidates. Guess who's number one for the Steelers come time 2022?
What'd you say about who?
It gives you a list of like top candidates to be their quarterback.
Gotta be a
going
free
next
agent.
year.
You're gonna get him out of the draft. Probably a free agent. You're talking, right?
Who do you think it is? Or no, just in general, who do you think it is? They had rookies on there.
Rookies.
They had Sam Pickett, maybe. They had Sam Pickett at number 2. I'll give you guys that.
It's gotta be a backup for a team, right?
No,
He's a starter right now.
he's actually John's pick to win MVP this year, ladies and gentlemen.
Aaron
Rodgers.
Pittsburgh. Aaron
And
Rodgers
remind
is
you,
not leaving.
I will have to look back on it on the show, but I remember early on in the year, rumors like that kind of got put out.
Actually, well, no. Why would he leave Green Bay?
Well, no,
why would he
see-
leave that terrible division to go to a competitive division?
But no,
That's
it's funny-
That'd be a dumb move.
It would be looking at it like that, and obviously the AFC North
Every year
is
you
getting
gotta
much
play with
better.
the Lions twice. That's 2 wins. The Vikings twice. That's usually 2 wins. And the Bears twice. You own the Bears. Why would you go to the AFC North where you have to compete with Baltimore, Cincinnati, who's
They all
coming
hate
on the
each other.
But
rise?
again, you just said Steelers are usually always there and always find a way to get in a
but-
playoff spot.
But
Yeah,
Packers
but
are
the
as
But
well.
the division-wise, yeah,
Why would
NFC
you-
North
why
is the
would
worst
you- yeah.
division there is. But I think now that you say that, I heard that when even before he went back to the Packers, they were talking about possibly going to Steelers.
Oh yeah, and it's interesting because I read a thing up that supposedly him and Mike Tomlin have been in some talks at random times throughout the offseason or whatever. And I mean, John, I feel like you kind of nailed it on the head. Why would you do it? Granted, I would love to
True.
know. I would love to know what the relationship is of the Packers and Rodgers
It's kinda
now.
like a automatic trip to the NFC Championship.
They're in love
every
again.
year.
Oh yeah, because I would because even so, I don't think that. I think if there's a stronger conference, I would definitely say it's AFC.
He's on
NFC
Pittsburgh.
is-
Didn't you see him? What was it, after that Bengals game? He was like hugging up on Matt LaFleur. They're buddies now.
Well, no, yeah, and he came out and said this is the most fun he's ever had, but at the same time, is that Aaron Rodgers is saying shit to say shit?
Yeah,
That's
because
not, he's going.
he's weird, man.
He's not weird. He's just,
Great quarterback, but he's a weird.
Right now, they
He's
said
a strange. He's a strange.
He's
bird.
strange. He's strange. Yeah,
he's a very
good
strange
golfer.
guy. He is?
Oh yeah.
he is a good golfer.
Is he actually?
You see what Tom Brady
Yeah, he was
was,
golfing. Yeah, he was golfing with Tom Brady.
You ever
Oh,
seen
yeah,
that
he was in
fucking trip
that.
with
I didn't watch that, but I forgot he was in that one.
DeChambeau and Phil.
Yeah,
Shit.
Bryson DeChambeau. What a
Bryson
pussy.
DeChambeau.
What a pussy.
All right. Moving
Um,
on.
Can we talk about actually Washington too, if you want?
Washington. Listen
That's
here.
that is a
Do we
weird
got-
team.
We can talk about Washington. We can bring the X back up.
Go.
Listen here. The Washington football team. This is how I see it happening. They're gonna get in as a wild card slot, and
Yeah.
somehow the Rams and Washington will meet up in the playoffs,
Where are those
and the
scrubs?
Rams will lose. The Rams will lose. Absolutely
If the
insane.
Rams lose to Washington,
Look, yeah, they went on a 4-game
They do, I'm
win
gonna-
streak and now they're a
fucking done,
4-game win streak.
that's
Oh, yeah.
fucking.
It's the weird season because they start off lost to the Chargers. Granted, that's how it should have been in the beginning of the year.
6-6.
They beat the Giants, got their ass handed to them by the Bills, beat the Falcons, lost to Saints, lost to Kansas City, lost to Green Bay, lost to Denver, beat Tampa, which what the fuck?
I called that.
Beat Carolina, beat Seattle, beat Vegas, and the rest of their season is literally all NFC East matchups to kind of secure. They go up against Dallas this week, Philly after, Dallas again,
That's a
Philly
weird.
again.
That's a weird schedule.
That's
Yeah.
all that.
How did that get
that's
set
that,
up? How do
That
you-
divisional teams right there, bang, 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 back and forth. You're seeing that with like the Ravens. They just 2 weeks ago they played the Browns, and now they're going to their stadium. A lot of schedules
Actually,
are
yeah,
like that. I
Buffalo.
noticed.
Let's see, Patriots.
They
just-
really-
Almost
yeah.
like a lot of home and homes, but they got 1 week in between.
They really didn't spread this little schedule out here because
No, they didn't.
going into this week,
Except
the
they
last time
forgot.
they went up against a divisional foe was week 2.
So they try to make a good thing.
Right.
It's like you're doing your last minute project, and it's just like, oh, and then you just look at the end, and you're like, oh,
And you're like, yeah, fuck it.
add this. And
Well,
Literally, they did it.
our
They
schedules
were
are
like
like
Dallas,
that.
Philly, Dallas, Philly. What?
NFC North's a lot like that too.
Are they really?
That you're going to play those teams on the second half of the season.
Oh, I know that you'll definitely be playing them more, but that's like they're squeezing in all of them. Right? Like that's Washington's season right there for crying out
Well,
loud.
it's what's weird about that is you got Cowboys, Eagles, Cowboys, Eagles.
Well, yeah, exactly.
You got the two teams twice, so that is kind of strange.
But no, so would you guys say? Do you guys see Washington reaching the playoffs as a wild card slot?
yes, most definitely.
Because here, let me pull up what the.
Where's the
They're
conference
they're same
looking
as Pittsburgh. They're that new team that just sneaks in somehow.
Right now,
Because their conference is shitty.
Well, if they split with those games, you're going what? If you're finishing out and you beat the Giants 3-2, that would put them at what? 9-8.
Dude, they could win out the division because right now Cowboys are only 8-4 and they're the 4 slot
Yep.
in the NFC standings, right? Washington is 6-6 in the 6th slot now.
Yeah, I know, but if you just based on these games, you're playing the Cowboys twice, the Eagles twice, and you're playing the Giants. It's tough to beat the same team
But they're hot.
twice.
But they're hot.
So if
Especially
they're
like
hot,
Miami.
if they go, what do you think they're going to go 11-6?
Well, no, I'm not saying they're winning out. Fuck no, I won't give them that.
So if they don't win out, the best they can go 9-8. Are they going to get? If they split with these teams, split with the Eagles, split with the Cowboys, are they going 9-8
Yes.
when they beat the Giants? Is that going to be enough to get them in?
Looking at around right now, we got the Niners at 6-6. You got the Eagles at 6-7, who are also hot. Vikings at 5-7. But granted, these next upcoming weeks, we're going to start seeing a lot of teams getting pushed out. Might I say, insane to see that the line. There's already one team eliminated from playoff contention, and it's not the Lions. It's the Texans. Never would have thought that happening this late in the season right now. But no, so Lions, they'll be out soon.
Yeah. after
Seahawks,
this
Bears,
week.
Giants. So, in my opinion, I think it's going to come down to a select core of 4 teams for those final
What if
spots.
the Rams lose out?
I mean, it's a potential, but
I
I
think
doubt
it's you got a big. They're bottled up like traffic
Well,
right
well,
now, and
Rams
these
to play
next 5
Cardinals.
games are really going to, show who's going and who's going to fuck up and lose it or who's going to get it.
Oh yeah, no,
You know what I
most
mean?
definitely. And
Because really, there's not a lot of teams that are running away from it.
oh no, yeah, and obviously we alluded to that a couple episodes where it was just you and I, where there might be Washington, San Fran, Philly, and Minnesota all duking it out week 17, week 18 for those final slots.
Right.
It's going to become a clusterfuck without a doubt. And on here they also have like the tie-breaking scenarios. I don't really give a shit about that. I'm not going to look into too deep until it comes time right now. But no,
Look at the Niners. They play the Falcons and the Texans. You think those would be 2 wins right there? They're playing the Bengals. I got them picked to beat the Bengals this week.
no, yeah, I mean it's
So they can. There's another team that can do it.
it's a wild time right now to be an NFC fan. It truly is.
Like we've been saying, it's a weird season because teams are losing games that you didn't think they'd lose. They're winning games you didn't think they'd win. So now you got this bottle, and you got a lot of 7-5, 6-6, 6-7 teams that are just right there. It's like anybody's ballgame.
Is it safe to say that this is like one of the most lopsided seasons
It's just
in recent memory?
it's strange, man.
And the way it's went?
I think there's a lot of upsets.
Not.
There's just like a lot of teams that had higher expectations that aren't performing. Like Chargers, I think a lot of people had Chargers.
I mean, they're in playoff. As of right now, they sit just a game out.
I don't think they make.
Well, like
the playoffs,
it's just
to be
weird
honest.
game.
Oh,
Like-
you don't think they
I
do?
don't think Chargers make the playoffs.
Interesting. Because I mean, looking at the AFC, there's a cluster of teams right there. Starting with the first wild card slot, we got the Chargers 7-5, then Bengals 7-5, Bills 7-5, Steelers 6-5-1, Colts 7-6. It's much deeper there.
I think a lot of this year is good coaching too, because like Bills and Jags, who would have thought that? But then did that coach sit down and study that team and say, listen, we're gonna, just like Michigan did.
Urban Meyer.
Michigan. Did you know this season? I found this little fun fact. Every day they watch film on Ohio State.
They did.
Didn't matter who they were playing on the weekend. They watched a little bit of film on Ohio State.
It's more mentality right there.
That is a good mentality.
All
right
through
there.
the
Clearly
season.
it's worked. Clearly it's worked as well.
But I think that's you're seeing a lot of that because there's games like how the hell they win.
yeah.
Well, maybe that coach, hey, we're going to study some film, we're going to figure out what they're doing, and we're going to beat them.
I think the Bills just had a bad game. That was like what 9-6 Jags. won?
9-6.
Yeah, 9-6.
That was just like a fluke. I think. It
I mean,
was
is that 2 teams that studied each other, took away the offense?
Yeah. But I don't know if the Jags have like that defense to actually take away Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs.
It was just an ugly game. I mean, because of hell, Josh Allen, I'm pretty sure only had like 111 passing yards. He had like multiple interceptions.
Did
a
it
couple
rain that day in
fumbles.
Jacksonville?
No, it was sunny as fuck.
Right.
It's just a
You
nice,
would've-
nice football day.
Yeah, nice
That's what I mean,
football
it's
day
been
out in
Nice guy,
Jacksonville.
nice football game for a guy, you know.
All right, so that's basically kind of recapping a little bit that's been happening in the NFL recently. We'll be back in a moment with our Week 14 picks.
One more tidbit that happened this week.
The Lions won. Yes, we didn't even speak, but they fucking won.
That's how much
They did it.
we just used for them losing.
They-
we didn't.
Yeah,
They bit the kneecaps off on the last play.
they did. Hey, and might I say, it was good to see the Lions get the
was
last
good.
second win.
It's about
It was
time.
good.
It's about time.
And you know what? It wasn't like a last-second field goal too. They had to get that ball in the end zone.
Oh,
And
yeah.
they did it. That was a great catch.
Give Dan Campbell a 7-year extension.
That was bad defense. I'm gonna be honest.
Vikings defense is fucking horrible.
They are, but I mean, and it was against the Vikings, against a divisional team.
Yeah.
It was.
It was a good one.
So it was a good one for
Sam,
them.
shout lines. We'll be back in a moment
Shout
with our
out.
Week 14 picks. Shit's getting juicy. Back in a moment. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. If you know what card protected means, leave it down in the comments below. We got to figure that shit out. But in the meantime,
Your SIM card in your camera.
Yes.
Card protected.
if it says card protected, please let me know what that means. But in the meantime, we have Week 14 picks. It's been a while since we've caught up on the overall totals and everything. But, ladies and gentlemen, the Week 13 scoreboard went like this. I finished at first place, finally. It's been a while, at 9-5. Guru in second with an 8-6 record. John in third with a 6-8 record. Overall standpoint, I am back at 500. I'm back in reality. 96, 1. The Guru sits only 2 games behind, 94, 1. And John sits 6 games behind, 90, 102, 1. But, ladies and gentlemen,
You can
Yeah.
tell after 13 weeks, none of us has hit 100 yet.
haven't. We will this week,
How bad we
potentially. We will
Yeah,
potentially.
we had
Someone,
sucked.
Oh, I'll be over
yeah,
fucking 100.
someone's
Better
hitting
be.
100 this
I'll
week.
hit
Yeah.
100 this week.
With that being said, let's see if we will with these picks. Let's start off with the Thursday
I'm
night
like a
game.
110.
So you go undefeated? Is that is the math correct? You would go undefeated with all of your picks? If you go,
I can't do that because you still got bye weeks.
Yeah, why the fuck do we still have bye weeks in Week 14?
that's crazy.
Makes no sense.
Yeah, fucking Jonathan Taylor too.
Yeah, out in your fantasy.
Yeah.
But let's start off with the Thursday night game that's going on tomorrow. We have the Pittsburgh Steelers, Big Ben's one last ride, going into Minnesota. Vikings -3. This game, I don't know what to do. Steelers defense is good, but Vikings suck. Steelers suck. It's all around. Give me Vikings -3. John?
Ooh, I got Steelers +3. After that win last week, I think they got a little confidence right now. And Big Ben knows who to throw it to. Deontay Johnson, my fantasy wide receiver. Give it to Najee Harris. Give it to Deontay Johnson, and you'll win.
Guru?
Give me them 3 points. I'm taking the Steelers.
Big Ben's last ride. Do you guys think that that will help with the resurgence for the Steelers? Yes or no?
That's his last ride?
Yeah.
No, probably.
Oh,
I
like
think the
win
veterans
one for the
maybe.
Gipper or something? It could
Little
be.
Mike Pouncey might just...
Let's do it.
Could. After that, let's move on to the Sunday slate of
Shit,
games.
he got his 3rd ring and retired.
If he won it all this year,
I will bet $100,000 that he doesn't win this year.
I would not bet up against you because I agree with you on that.
Yeah, I wouldn't think it either.
Let's move on to the 1 o'clock Sunday slate of games here. We have an NFC South matchup with the Falcons going into Carolina to go up against the Panthers, who are favorited at -2.5. Anytime the Falcons are the underdogs, they seem to win for me, so I'm going Falcons +2.5.
I like Panthers -2.5. Hopefully Cam Newton doesn't shit the bed, but just give it to McCaffrey. I think it's that simple.
Guru?
I think Cam Newton's going to come back and have a good game, and he's going to beat the Falcons. I'll lay that 2.5.
You like Cam
All he's got to do is beat him by a fucking field goal.
You were-
No, he's shit. He's shit, but he's got to. You're at home. You're playing the fucking Falcons. You can't win this fucking game. Come on,
I mean,
You can't win by more.
by a field goal. That's it, a field goal. They come down to the last play, kick a field goal. We fucking cover. Just fucking cover.
and it's when I say it's interesting
Wow,
because
she'll be down by 2. Kick a field goal.
what's interesting is that
The fucking Lions beat the Vikings last week.
that was
So,
a +7
Cam,
line.
let's go.
Those games are always close.
Oh, they beat them outright.
They did beat him outright.
Wait, what are you talking about?
I'm
Wait.
saying the Lions beat the Vikings outright.
Well, yeah.
Panthers beat the Falcons outright. Come on.
Oh, you're saying okay? Never mind. I got a little bit missed up there. Interesting though, that might say after the first 2 game picks, you two have the same, and I'm different on all of them between you two. Interesting development there.
Good.
Moving on, we have an AFC North matchup. A lot of interdivisional matchups this week, ladies and gentlemen. We have the Ravens going into the dog pound in Cleveland. Browns are favored in this game, which shocked me. They're at -2.5. I'm going with Ravens +2.5. They're rolling right now.
Yeah, I don't know why the Browns are favorite. Probably because they're at home. Makes
Yeah.
sense. The Ravens are the down spot right now. But I like Ravens +2.5. They're a weird team. Usually when they come off like losses like they did, they usually destroy the next team. So Ravens +2.5.
Guru?
The only reason why they're laying 2.5 is because they're at home.
Yeah.
I'll take the 2.5, give them the Ravens.
After that, we have an NFC East matchup. Typical matchup, we have the Cowboys -4.5 favorites going into Landover, Maryland. Yes, got that right. To go against the scumbag Washington football team. As of right now, I have no selection for this, but the only reasoning, and it just popped in my head, is that Dan Snyder is still the owner of that team. The report isn't out. Give me Cowboys minus 4.5.
I like Cowboys minus 4.5 too.
Nice.
That makes 3 of us.
Afterwards, we have the Jaguars and the AFC South matchup. Look at these matchups here, ladies and gentlemen. Jaguars going into Tennessee. Titans are favorited by 8.5 points right there. Listen here, Titans, they're coming off a bye week. They've been a little bit iffy prior. A couple bad losses, bad performances. But when you go up against the Jaguars, the Rams just showed after a couple bad weeks, you kick their ass. That's what's going to happen. Titans minus 8.5.
Titans minus 8.5. Fuck you, Urban.
Yeah, I'm going to lay them too. They're at home, like you say, coming off a bye week. This is a game where they should just come out and fucking shred them.
Oh, yeah. Afterwards, AFC West match. What the fuck are... It is just a divisional time, ladies and gentlemen.
Divisional. It is divisional season, second half.
We have the Vegas Raiders without John Gruden, without Henry Ruggs, going in to Arrowhead in Kansas City. Chiefs are favorited by 9 points. They covered last week. I'm pretty sure all of us had Broncos plus 9.5 last week.
Did we?
I'm pretty sure.
I think I had Broncos.
Yeah, I had Broncos as well. So Chiefs show that they can now cover. Pretty interesting. I have nothing for this. And honestly thinking, these games are close. So I think I'm going to go Raiders plus 9 with this one. John, who you got?
I like the Raiders plus 9 too. And I like when you take the Raiders when they're underdogs too. I think they usually win when you take them.
They do. They usually do. It's good juju I got going on with them.
I got Chiefs minus 9. I first had Raiders, and I changed it to Chiefs minus 9 because they beat the fuck out of them the first time, and they're going to beat the fuck out of them again at Arrowhead.
Good.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Because they're 4 in a row, it's going to be 5 in a row.
Afterwards, we have the Saints favorited by minus 5.5 points going in to New Jersey to play the Jets. I'm going Saints minus 5.5. Granted, they're beat up. They have been defeated ever since all their injuries have happened. But it's the Jets.
Saints suck.
They do.
Jets plus 5.5. You never should bet on the Jets, but
See, I don't have one marked here because what do you make of this?
Both teams are shit. Saints
It's a
suck.
coin flip. A coin flip, I feel like no matter what, you just have to be fine with.
But just because you're taking the Saints, I'm going with Johnny. Because this thing screams to me.
I remember the last time he
man.
went with a pick for you just because it went up against me, and guess what?
They
You
got
fucking
fucking
lost
burned.
it.
What was it?
Oh, I'd have to look back on it. Oh, wait, it was,
Oh yeah, he did that.
Maybe
yeah,
I
I
should-
forgot
maybe
what
I
it
You
should-
know
was.
why? He's not playing for fun. I'm playing for
Well,
fun.
we already got three.
He's
we already got three
competing with
different,
you.
right?
I'm over
Yeah.
here still competing.
We got
for
three
fun.
different.
I got made fun of for competing
See, I don't
for fun,
fucking
and I
know,
win
man.
the week the next week. Like, it's crazy.
So who you got?
Who's the Saints quarterback now? Taysom Hill or is it fucking
Trevor Simeon, maybe
Trevor
Taysom
Siemian.
Hill.
Taysom Hill is, I'm pretty sure. Well,
They didn't
he
lace
started
it.
against the Cowboys, and you saw what happened.
Fuck. What do we go this way?
5 seconds.
Fucking
5.
Jets plus 5.5. You better fucking
I
call.
didn't even know that game was on until I was at.
Uh,
I was at the bar, and I was just like, "What?"
Michael Carter.
It's like today, Thursday.
and might I say the Jets? Corey Davis out for the rest of the year now.
R.I.P.
Injury. R.I.P. You
Michigan
helped out the
native.
fantasy point a lot. Next game, we have the Seahawks coming off a win that I don't think anyone
Good
saw.
win. Good win.
Good win. No, I didn't see it happening. I thought Niners were going to win.
Let's see.
Seahawks minus 7.5. Yeah, what was the score of that game?
I saw it.
30-23 Seahawks, and they covered plus 3.5.
Take that
as
3.5
well.
at home. Fuck yeah, there it was.
But this week, instead of being the underdogs, they are the favorites at minus 7.5 in Houston. You got to go with the favorites here because guess what? They're going up against the only team that is statistically eliminated from the playoffs.
Has Houston
So,
been a favorite at all this year?
Houston sucks.
I do not think so.
Houston's so bad. The Hawks minus 7.5.
Guru.
I'm laying it. Give me the Hawks.
Afterwards, we have a pretty interesting matchup here. The Lions are looking for win number 2. Are they going to get it? No, they won't, as they travel into the Mile High City to go up against the Broncos, who are favored by 7.5. But, ladies and gentlemen, last week I took Lions plus 7 and they helped out.
Well, I'm
This week I'm taking Lions plus 7.5.
I'm
Give me the Lions.
not missing this game, but at Broncos minus 7.5. You're crazy. What the fuck?
Broncos have fallen back to.
Have
In
they?
Mile High.
Yes.
It's in Mile
Have
High.
It is a Mile
How
High.
high are you?
Actually, you know what's even crazier? I'm gonna take this as my moral lock too.
Whoa, shit!
Come on.
We got a mortal lock against the Lions. So that means
Broncos minus 7.5 is your moral lock.
100%.
All right.
who you got?
In Mile High.
All right. Listen.
You think the Lions, they win one game, they're going to what?
I'm not saying they're
They're gonna
winning,
win out.
but they're covering.
They're covering?
7.5. That's a decent stretch against the Broncos.
I hope Teddy Bridgewater and Javonte Williams run all over this defense.
I hope he does that because my narrative for Teddy Bridgewater will only be proven even more. So I hope that happens.
You know how I feel about the Lions, and we'll talk about it in the next PSA. But just because you won, give me that 7.5. Let's make it 2 in a row.
All right. So we have 5 games left. Seeing that the battery's about to die in the camera, let's just go rapid fire on these. Giants at Chargers. Chargers minus 10.5. Give me that. Giants. They're banged up.
Chargers minus 10.5.
The line's too big. Give me the 10.5.
Oh shit!
Rapid
You're
picks,
fucking
rapid
taking
picks.
Giants. After that, we have the fraudulent Bills going into Tampa Bay. Buccaneers minus 3.5. Give me that.
Give me Big Dick TB. Minus 3.5.
Give me the 3.5. The Bills are gonna beat them.
What the fuck is going on
What's
here right
happening?
now?
He's-
It is too chaotic right now. After that, we have the 49ers traveling into Cincinnati to go up against the Bengals. Will Joe Burrow play? I don't fucking know. But give me Bengals plus 1.5, and that's my moral lock. of the
49ers
week.
minus 49ers minus 1.5 because Joe Burrow's definitely not playing.
Hopefully Debo comes back. Lay the 1.5. Give me the Niners.
After that, Sunday night, NFC North matchup, interdivisional, ladies and gentlemen. Bears at Green Bay, going up against the Packers, minus 12.5. Give me that for the Packers.
Aaron Rodgers owns the Bears minus 1.5.
He does.
The line, it's too big. Give me the Bears at 12.5.
Oh,
What
where's
the
the
fuck
carrot?
is?
Where's the carrot?
Where's the carrot?
Where's the
What
carrot?
the fuck?
I'm taking it.
After that, we have the Monday night game. My Rams looking to get shit going back in Arizona. Cardinals are favored at minus 2.5. But guess what, Arizona? Go fuck yourself. My Rams are going to walk in and kick your ass. Give me Rams plus 2.5.
Very biased and stupid. Cards minus 2.5. I'd even take them if it's minus 10.
Damn.
You're right. You're a fucking crazy person. Cards minus 2.5. Rams don't have a fucking chance. They're gonna get shredded.
That's true.
Fuck no, they won't.
The fuck
Also,
they
might I
won't.
say, after that little rapid Spurs, we are going to look into a pretty rapid Spurs segment or whatever. Because that was pretty energetic right there. That was too
was
much.
crazy.
That was
That was
fucking
good.
too much. I feel like
Maybe
we
we
got to take a breather.
Maybe we should do rapid fire next week.
You might have to.
That was pretty good.
Thank you for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure to like, subscribe, turn on that little notification bell or whatever to
Down
make
there,
sure when
wherever
this
the hell
shit's
it's
going
at.
on. Tell your mom, tell your mom's
Do it.
girlfriend, tell your girlfriend's girlfriend, tell everyone's girlfriend
Tell your
about this show.
girlfriend's mom, too.
Yes, all moms are allowed to watch this
All
show.
moms.
All
Absolutely.
moms. That's the show. We love you all. Thank you. See you next week.
All
Peace.
right. Take care.